Guys, how are we all doing? Just making our weekly analysis video. Some exciting stuff looking this week. I have been watching the pounds just plummet over the last month, and it hurts because I'm a bullish pound sort of trader. I like to get long on the pound as best I can, which has been good since about sort of late 2016, but it's sort of really turned over at this stage. Although I am happy to report that I can find some technical support across some charts. So I've got a couple of pound charts here I'd like to get into. So we've got pound US on a weekly chart, and we got here, so this is post-Brexit. Had this big cool off here. Market didn't want to know what it wanted to do at the start of Brexit. It spiked and then it cooled right off, finally finding support all the way down here, and it steadily just regained itself over the last 18 months. And now it's just had a bit of a turnaround. It's broken uptrend support, but we have found horizontal support right at this level. So we've got resistance, resistance, resistance. Now it's broken. It became support. It's come all the way up here, and it's had a real cool off, an aggressive cool off. And now we have got a beautiful weekly pin bar right on this support resistance horizontal line, which I really, really, really like. I am anticipating a 50% retracement this level, and I like price long all the way back up into here somewhere, which will be about a 78.6 retracement of this push down. I don't know what price is going to do here. It could spike and roll over. It could break this and continue on a long journey. It could make a heads and shoulders. I'd have no idea what it's going to do, but I am going to trade long off this weekly pin bar on this support. It's an aggressive trade because we are trading into a fairly bearish pound, but I am trading the turnaround on this one. I love this technicals. All right, so 50% of this pin bar, I will wait. It will be later in the week. It won't be today. It's open bullish, which is a good sign, actually. I would expect it will roll over and come down. I will trade it long from a 50% retracement of this pin bar up to the horizontal, up to the trend line break. So we've got here up to here somewhere, which is so that's 770 pips, guys. It's going to be a good trade. I like to trade with a tight stop on pound US, about 35 to 40 pips, 35 if I can get it at the right time of the day when the spreads are low. Spreads are always high at the open of the market in the morning, on the open of a daily bar. As the London market comes on, spreads close up, so the broker's getting more punters in the market. So if I can wait till those later times in the day, I will, because it costs me less to get into a trade. It will be like that with most brokers, if you guys have noticed. All right, so that's a good one there. So 700 pips, say 35 pip stop. That's potentially, what's that? So 350 be tendered. It's about 18 to 20% trade, and that would last. So as we see, price has been just on the bullish side. It's been taking a while to come up, so as we get 770 pips, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe. It's going to be a 5, 6, 7 week trade, this one. It just depends what your trading style is. If you only like trades for a couple of days, it's not the one for you, but if you like to hold for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, this one is going to be perfect. All right, guys, skipping along to another pound one I like, which is pound CAD. Again, so last week was a bit of a trick. This was just to catch the people haven't been in the market for as long. The reason being is it made a pin bar, but it didn't make it on a decent Fibonacci retracement level. Now price has come just a little bit deeper, which I wanted it to, and it's come back up and closed very bullish again. So same as the pound USD. Sorry guys, so pound CAD and weekly, just so we know. All right, so price is going to, in my opinion, let's grab the Fibonacci and put on here. Sorry, grab Fib retracement. 78.6, come down, touch that, it's come back along. If we just drop into some of these other levels, we can see 61.8, all the way down here 50. So you've got 3 points of Fibonacci retracement confirmation, which is very, very good sign. Now I'm anticipating to at least get back to these highs. If not a break of these highs, it will then push into the 127 extension, which will then, we put a crosshair on there, it will correlate with the highs at the start of the Brexit, which will be excellent. It'll be a milestone in the currency charts if price can get back up to those pre-Brexit areas. It would be a good sign for pound in terms of a recovery. All right, guys. So if we just have a quick look, so a 50% retracement of this second pin bar, we'll get an entry about here, chasing at the very least these highs. Look at that, 1,215 pips. 1,215. If you guys can hit that one, that's going to be the best amount of pips you return on any single trade. I would have thought for many of you guys, it certainly would be up there for me. I think about 800 pips in a single trade is about my record so far. So if I can get 1,000 or 1,200, I'll be very happy, especially with a nice tight stop. Now pound CAD has a big high spread. Just have a quick look. What is it this morning? So 99.107. So 8 pip spread. I like to keep a 35 pip stop on my trade, so I'll do 35 pips plus the 8, which will give me 43 pip stop loss on this one. So at 1200 pips, what's that? 45. So 450 would be 10, 900 would be 20. It's going to be a 20% plus trade. Now, I don't think it's going to play out very quickly. It's on a weekly chart. Now, it's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks to come down here. Now, if we have a look, pound on the way down has been aggressive, and on the way up, it's been a little bit more timid. So 11 weeks down, I would expect at least 15 weeks back up. So again, I've said this a few times lately, depending on what sort of traders you guys are, this is not a trade that you'll get in and hold just for a couple of days. This is a trade that you want to get in. You want a nice clean entry. Once your price clears your entry, 100, 150, 200 pips, you want to roll your stops to entry, protect your trade, zero risk trade at that point, and then just forget about it. Check it once a week. If you check it 3 times a day, you'll end up doing your head in, you'll end up closing it, and you won't end up making any money. So get into it. And like I said, just check it once or twice a week when you've got a nice clear mind so you don't do anything silly. All right, now the third trade I wanted to look at for the week. So we've got 2 pound trades, a pound US and a pound CAD. Now the third one is a Euro CAD. So we've got correlation between the CAD as well, which makes sense because there's been a turnaround on oil. Canadian dollar responds to the oil prices turning around, so that does make perfect sense. Excuse me, get rid of this. Sorry guys, Euro CAD. All right, similar looking picture to the pound CAD. All right, Euro CAD, weekly chart. Just zoom out a bit. So we've got these prices highs. Now this is actually, if we have a bit of a look on a weekly chart, it'll get a bit of left shoulder, a bit of a head and a bit of a right shoulder. Price come up, come away. Now it's actually retesting a neckline here. Now it's a bit of a scrappy picture, but it is a neckline. Look at that. We can find support resistance. We're not going to find it within a few pips, but within 100 pip range, we're going to find support resistance through there somewhere. And another thing that I like about this one is we have got, excuse me, sorry guys, give me a second, Fibonacci, I laid this over earlier, look at that, so fractal low, fractal high, 78.6 on the neckline. We've got a pin bar, it's come all the way down on the weekly, it's come back up and closed above. Now a lot of people will be nervous trading the euro long at the moment because it's been notoriously bullish. It closed bearish. It closed bearish on a monthly chart. But charts do turn around on a dime. We know this. All we've got to do is wait for the right price action at the right level. Now, weekly price action on a strong horizontal support resistance area, significant price action. So I am looking at trading this one long, even out of a monthly bearish close. All right. So I'll just drop this Fibonacci back. So that was a 78.6. Again, 61.8 if we drop it to the previous fractal low. Previous fractal low, 50%. We've got correlation on 3 separate Fibonacci retracements on the 3 previous fractal lows. I'm really liking this trade for long. So how I will do it is I will get a 50% retracement on this pin bar and I will trade long. So what have we got? So we're chasing these highs at the very least. So we've got 1,033 pips. So call it 1,000 pips clean. Now Euro, what sort of spread have we got on this one? So 17 to 22, we've got a 5 pip spread, or 6. You've got 17.1, 22.9, so about a 6 pip spread. That will close in. It'll be tighter. It'll be 3 or 4 pips on the London Open. If you can get an entry in the later times of the day, you will get a cheaper spread. You won't have to pay as much to buy your way into a trade. It just depends how much your volumes are. But I will trade about a 45, 50 pip stop loss on a Euro, and I will trade it long for 50% retracement, and we're looking for 1,000 pips long in this market. So say a 50 pips stop, 1,000 pips long, that is a 20% trade. Now again, Euro on the way down has been quite aggressive. On the way up it's been a bit sluggish. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks down, similar to the pound CAD. I would be expecting at least 15 weeks back up. So if you like to trade over weeks and not days, this is the sort of trade for you. All right guys, they are the 3. So pound USD, we've got pound CAD, and we've got Euro CAD. All right, so pound and CAD are the relevant ones there. USD has been cooling off from a monthly perspective, so correlation across those 3 different currencies in those 3 pairs. All right, guys, I hope you've got something out of that. I hope you can see what I can see, and I hope you guys get into these when they retrace into those levels, and I hope you all make some money. All right, guys, I will talk to you again next Sunday. Have a look at the monthly analysis I did. I posted on the previous video. All right, guys, have a good week. I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.